أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. اللهم صل وسلم على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب الله العالمين أبا القاسم المصطفى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Tonight I really didn't want to talk. I just wanted to give chance to our dear students. Alhamdulillah, one of our students, Brother Sharafuddin. Inshallah, he will be the Sharafuddin of Dunya, and he gave us a very nice lecture. But we expect from other students, especially the fourth-year student, to let us benefit from their knowledge as well. And zakatul ilmi nashruhu. If you have learned something, you have to extend it. You have to share the other people with your own knowledge and opinion. I mean, there is no problem if there is some mistake, if there is some not prepared for a proper lecture. All of us, we are here to learn. So we are really are willing, we want to learn more from all of you. You can learn from me, I can learn from you. Everybody can learn from each other. This is the world which we have to be like this. So tonight I just want to give a hadith from the Prophet regarding Imam Hussein alayhi salam, because this night is these nights are considered as the nights of Hussein. So also we're going to talk, it's going to be regarding Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And perhaps still you have lots of questions that say, why we have to cry for Hussein, why we have to gather, we have to sit, we have to do mourning for Hussein. Who is Hussein and what was his role in Islam? Why he is more important and his situation is more important than other imams. So what's the difference between Hussein and Hassan? What's the difference between Hussein and Imam Sajjad? What is the difference between Hussein and Imam Rida and Imam Zaman? Why always Hussein? Why we are asked to call Hussein always, even not Ali? It doesn't mean that we don't believe in Ali. Of course, Ali is the father. And nobody after the Prophet is like Ali. There is no doubt on it. But why we are always asked to respect Hussein, to remember Hussein, and to follow Hussein? What happened? How is the situation of Hussein, and what is the situation of Hussein compared to other ayat? Let me give you a hadith of Prophet. He introduced Hussein. In his noble word, we are going to get some kind of information regarding the Hussein, some kind of introducing of the Hussein. Means in his hadith, Prophet is going to tell us who is Hussein. And then when we realize that who is Hussein, of course, the other question will be answered automatically. If we know who is Hussein, then why Hussein is important, will be asked. Why Hussein needs to be called always, will be asked. Why we have to just cry for the Hussein, will be asked. This hadith, it's very, very common, and everybody knows about this hadith. Most of you, I think, you know this hadith. But I'm just going to open this hadith a little bit. This hadith has been narrated by Imam Hussein from the Prophet. Means the narrator is Hussein, and the person who said this word, this noble word, is the Prophet, grandfather of Hussein. What was that? He says, and Abi Abdullah alayhi salam, أنه قال, he said, means Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he himself is the narrator. He said, أتيت يوما جدي رسول الله. You know the meaning of this, some of you. أتيت جدي رسول الله يوما. Means one day, I went to the house of my grandfather. You know, the maximum age which Hussein could see the father, grandfather, he was either 6 or 7 years old. He was so young, a little boy. He said, Ataytu Jaddi Rasulullah. I went to my grandfather and to be with him. Of course, you know, the grandfather, they love their grandchildren more than their children, huh? Of course, the Prophet hugged him and asked him, come and sit near myself. Then Imam said, فَرَأَيْتُ أَبِي كَعْبٍ جَالِسًا عِنْدَهُ. Abi Ka'b was one of the companions of the Prophet. In history you can see. If you go and check the history, you will see the situation of Abi Ka'b. So Abi Ka'b was there. When he saw, Abi Ka'b saw that my grandfather asked me and helped me and asked me to sit near him. فَقَالَ جَدِّي. Imam says, my grandfather, my Jad's grandfather, he said, مَرْحَبًا بِكَ يَا زَيْنَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. مَرْحَبًا بِكَ يَا زَيْنَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Marhaban means welcome. Come to me. Who are you? Ya Zayn as-samawat wal ard. Zayn means the beauty of the sky and the earth. This is the word of the Prophet regarding this noble man. No matter how old is he, whether he is like 7 years old, 10 years old, 40 years old, 70 years old, no matter. He is the beauty of samawat wal ard, skies and the earth. See the reflection of other people. فَقَالَ أَبِي. Abi Ka'b was surprised. How come? Ya Rasulullah, you call him Zayn as-samawat wal ard, the beauty of skies and the earth. How come? فقال أبي يا رسول الله وهل أحد سواك زين السماوات والأرض. هل أحد سواك. Is there anybody else apart from you who is the beauty of skies and earth? He said, we thought you are the one. We thought the Prophet is the beauty of sky and earth. And then look at the answer. How great and nice is this answer. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
يا أبي بن كعب. The name is either Abi ibn Ka'b or Ubay ibn Ka'b. وَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ نَبِيًّا. This is a kind of saying in Arabic word, kind of swear to Allah. Normally, Prophet did not say like Wallahi, I swear to God, I swear to Allah. Normally, he used to say like this, وَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ نَبِيًّا, means I swear to the one who made me Rasulullah. Who made him Rasulullah? Who made the Prophet Rasulullah? Allah, isn't it? He said, I swear to this person who made me Rasulullah bilhaq, truly. Means, in this surah, he just wanted to say, to point on 2 points. That first of all, I am Rasulullah, so whatsoever I say is wahi. There is no doubt on it. In addition, I swear. Means doubt. Indeed. Means there is no doubt. You shouldn't be doubtful about this. وَالَّذِي بَعَثَنِي بِالْحَقِّ نَبِيًّا. Look at that. إِنَّ الْحُسَيْنَ بْنَ عَلِيٍّ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ أَعْظَمَ مِمَّا هُوَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Allahu Akbar. Look at the distance. Nowadays, imagine 1400 years, 1400 years, we cry for Hussein, we're talking about the Hussein, we're living in the earth. How great Hussein is for us compared to others. But the Prophet says, this sort of thing which you can see is nothing compared to Hussein in the sky. Means Hussein, regarded in the front of or in the eyes of the angels, much, much greater than the Hussein in your eyes. Imagine who are angels. Purified. No sin. No wrong. No mistake. Anything wrong, it's removed from them. But when it comes to the Hussein, they cannot say any certain word for Hussein. Hussein a'adha means Hussein is greater than the thing which you see in this world. He's greater in the sky. Means the people of the sky know him much, much better than you. Isn't it? When somebody recognizes a person, he will respect him. Sometimes you may see somebody, but you don't know who is he, and you don't respect him. Imagine if you know him, oh, he is the governor, then you will respect him more, isn't it? That's the nature of the human being. If, for example, the president of this country comes to this majlis, and nobody knows him, for example, and nobody knows him, you will think that he is an orderly person. He will sit beside you, behind you, in front of you. No more respect, just like each other. But if you realize, oh, he is the president, everybody will stand up, say welcome. Please go to the top of the majlis, in the front of the majlis, because you realize who is he. If a great alim comes to you, you respect him because you realize him. But if you don't know him, your action will be just like other people. Why Hussein is greater, in the sky, greater than what we know him, greater than the Hussein in the earth? Because the people of the sky recognize him, realize who is Hussein. But we did not know yet. And then, see what the Prophet says. He says, إِنَّ الْحُسَيْنَ بْنَ عَلِيٍّ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ أَعْظَمَ is greater in the sky than هُوَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, greater than the Hussein in the earth. وَإِسْمُهُ, I just want to emphasize on this part. وَإِسْمُهُ مَكْتُوبٌ عَنْ يَمِينِ الْعَرْشِ, his name is written on the arsh. How? By which name? What is the word Allah put for Hussein? He said, وَإِسْمُهُ مَكْتُوبٌ عَنْ يَمِينِ الْعَرْشِ. This is the name which is maktub, written. إِنَّ الْحُسَيْنَ مِصْبَاحُ الْهُدَى وَسَفِينَةُ النَّجَاةِ. This this is the word of Hussein in Jannah. Misbahul Huda. Indeed, Hussein is Misbahul Huda. Huda means guidance. Misbah, the light. Hussein is the light of guidance. Wasafinatun Najat. Safina means the ark, ship. Najat, Savior. Okay? So Hussein is the ark of Savior. For saving ark. I'm just going to open these two words. The question is this: why Prophet or Allah, he put these two names? Misbahul Huda wa Safinatul Najat. Misbah means the light. Normally what time or when we use Misbah? Can we use Misbah on sunshine? Is it possible for you to take a candle, lighten it, and during the day you go and somebody asks you why you take a candle and say, because I want to see my way? What do people say to you? They say, you cannot see the sun? It's shining. No need for this candle. Even a beagle is bigger than the candle. You cannot take a light, for example, with you, because everybody will laugh on it. There's no need for the light when there is sun. So, if Hussein is Misbah, means there must be some darkness sometime. There must be some time people could not see their own way. Then they need this Misbah. When they say it's Safinatul Najat, means the ark of Savior, it means there must be a typhoon sometime. If there is no typhoon, if there is no water, if everything is safe, if you can go and you can use the way, no need for Safina, isn't it? The case of Noah, Prophet Noah. For more than 950 years, he used to, do tabligh, da'wah. End of the story, Allah said, now is the time you have to make an ark and then ask your people to go in, then they will be saved. So this ark was the savior for them, isn't it? Allah said, Hussein is the ark of Savior. How? This is our question. How Hussein became a light? Why Hussein considered as a light and not other A'imma? Why Imam Riza alayhi salam, or Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, or Imam Baqir alayhi salam is not called Misbah al-Huda wa Safinatul Najat? Wasn't they just like a light for the people? Of course they were the light. Why only Hussein called as Misbah? This is a news from Ansina Ghaib. The Prophet said to these people, there must be a time. There will be a time, means the time will come to you which everything will be dark. Means the time your ummah, means my nation, my people, will see a time, or they will have an experience of a time which cannot see their own way. What does it mean, their own way? Instead, the sun will not be there? Of course, the sun is there. But what kind of darkness is there? The darkness or the jahiliyyah regarding their rightness. When Amirul Mu'mineen, people call Yazid as an Amirul Mu'mineen. When Amirul Mu'mineen is called by Hussein alayhi salam, Rajulun, Fasiran, Fajiran, Mu'linan, Belfis, when the Amirul Mu'mineen is this, how will be the situation of Mu'mineen himself? If the Amir is drunk, what will be the Mu'mineen? So, if there is no Amir, there is no light for Mu'mineen. If there is no light for Mu'mineen, means Mu'mineen all in darkness. If there is no dark, if there is no sun, if there is always darkness, we need a misbah. We need a light. In this case, who can play the role of the misbah? That is one of the things which the Prophet 50 years before the event of Karbala mentioned. So people, you are going to have some certain days. You are going to see some certain days that everything is like dark. You cannot see your own way. Because some people, they claim they are Amirul Mu'mineen. So if in that case they are Amirul Mu'mineen, so people, they may think, oh, we have to follow this. No. Prophet said, on that day, be careful. He is not the Misbah. Hussein is the Misbah. Okay? There is another thing. Then, وَسَفِينَةٌ Najat. Why Safina? If it's the Misbah, Misbah is enough. No, Misbah is not enough. Because sometimes the typhoon is there. The typhoon is there. You have light, but the water is there. Flood is everywhere, is flooded. You need a savior. You need an ark to go in. Enter to that ark, and then you will be saved. There is no any guarantee for anybody if they could not go inside the ark. They cannot be saved. Even the son of Prophet Noah, isn't it? The son of Prophet Noah did not go inside the ark, and then he was drowned in the water. Isn't it? The story of the Quran says. In the Quran you can see the story. Prophet Noah asked his son, "Oh son, come in. You will be saved." He said, "No, I don't need. I'm just going to jump on that mountain. I'm just climb on the mountain, and I will be safe." Suddenly, all of a sudden, the water came and pulled him down. There is no any guarantee. Nobody can say, "Oh, he is the son of the Prophet, must be saved." No. If the son of the Prophet did not listen to the word of the Prophet, of course, he's going to go in. But this typhoon in the time of Yazid, the time of Bani Umayyah, needs again another ark. Who will be the ark for this? In this case, some people, they went to the mountain of Bani Umayyah. They went to the mountain of Bani Umayyah. You may ask, what the mountain of Bani Umayyah means? If you just mix this ayah with this story, you will see the mountain of Bani Umayyah. Some people, they thought, if they go to the Bani Umayyah, they will be safe. While Quran says, today, except this ark, the ark of Noah, everybody will go down. Except the ark, the Safina of Hussein, everybody will go down. That is why, after the event of Karbala, most of the Muslimin, they were repentant. They were like sad why they did not help Muslim. Because the flood was there, typhoon was there, they could not find the ark, and then when after the thing is finished, they realized, oh, they decided to go to the mountain of Bani Umayyah, but all of them, they are drowned in the water. And that's why we see there are a lots of opposition groups who comes against the Bani Umayyah, but there is no point. Of course, they have done something good, but the time is important. Sometimes you have to do some certain thing in certain time. If that time you did not do it, there is no point if other time you do it. For example, your case, you're young, you're a student of the college. If you did not study on time, maybe after 10 years, after 20 years, you say, oh my God, what a pity. I spent my time for nothing. You repent, but there is no point, no time. So, according to the word of the Prophet, in Sayyidina Misbah al-Huda wa Safinatun Najat, hopefully, inshallah, we are going to follow this Safinah. We are going just to follow this ark of safe, to be savior ark. And because we are going to have some limitations on Matam, I'm not going to recite any dua, inshallah, after the Matam. We are going to ask Allah to give us whatsoever He deserves to give, not we deserve to ask. This is important. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.